Hello my lovely people, I am finally back. It's really been some good time. I think it has been around 2 months without uploading any video, but I am so grateful that most of you have kept around. And by the way, we recently made a year. In August we made a year, and I'd like to thank you very much for subscribing to this channel. Many of you who have kept around when I was not uploading any video, and I promise you that I'm gonna do better. It's just that I was so fixed. I had a lot of responsibilities a few months ago, but I'm now settled. So I have come back with another tutorial today, and we are going to look at how to make crochet skirts, but this is going to be a cover-up skirt this time round. And for my yarn, I am going to be using this green. I can't specify which green is this, but it is green. As you can see, you can specify it if you know more about colors. Well, this is Robin, and it is 100% acrylic. I am going to be using a measuring tape for the measurements. My hook, I am just going to use 3.5 millimeter hook, as you can see, and then my scissors to cut off the excess yarn. So let's start with the tutorial. You are going to start by getting your measuring tape, and you measure the hips measurements of the person you are going to make the skirt for. And my hips measurements are going to be 39 inches. So I am now going to make a chain that is going to stretch to these 39 inches. For my chain, I am going to start by making a slip knot, and for a slip knot, you just bring your yarn around your finger like this and then pull it out. You then bring your hook right here in the middle and you pull this behind yarn. So for a chain, you yarn over, pull through, 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 up to when you have something that can stretch to your hips inches. Well, this is my chain, and this can stretch to 39 inches. So I am going to come in this very first chain here, and I slip stitch. I'm going to come, I yarn over and pull through both the loops that I have on the hook. After that, I'm going to chain one and then turn my chain. I'm going to be using double crochets, so I'm going to start by placing double crochets all around this chain. I'm going to yarn over. We are first going to make the body of our skirt, and then we shall make the waistband later. I'm going to yarn over and then come in this very first chain, this one, and I place there my very first double crochet. I yarn over and pull through 3 loops on the hook. I yarn over, pull through the first 2, I remain with 2 loops. I yarn over, pull through the last 2. I again yarn over, come to this very next chain, yarn over, pull through 3 loops on the hook. I yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. I again yarn over, come to this very next chain, yarn over and pull through 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. I yarn over, let me show it to you for one last time. Come to this very next one, yarn over and pull through 3 loops on the hook. I yarn over, pull through the first 2, and again yarn over, pull through the last 2. So I am going to come in this next one, and I place there a double crochet as well, and come to the next one, also place there a double crochet. I am going to do this all around the chain, and let me get back to you when I have reached the end. I have made my double crochets all around the chain, and you are now going to make sure that your work is properly folded. And after that, you come on top of this very first stitch that we made, this one, and you slip stitch. You come, yarn over, pull through, and also pull through this loop that you have on the hook. After that, you are going to chain one and then turn your work. So when you turn your work, you are going to count the number of double crochets that you have. I have counted, and I have 120 double crochets in total. So I am now going to divide that total into 2, and I'll get 60 double crochets. I am going to come and count again and mark this 60th double crochet. Hope you are getting me. After that, you again come back here where we are supposed to start from, and you make double crochets up to when you reach the marked point. So I'm going to yarn over. Remember, I had chained one already and turned my work. I'm going to yarn over and come in this very first stitch, and I place there my very first double crochet. Come, place there a double crochet, come to the next stitch, place there a double crochet, come to the next one, place there a double crochet, come to the next one and place there a double crochet as well, and the next one up to when I reach the marked point. Well, I have reached my marked point. I told you these marking things are better when you have a stitch marker, but I've not yet got one. So when you reach this point, you are going to skip this stitch that you have marked, and you are going to chain one, yarn over, skip this marked stitch, and then come to the very next stitch and place there a double crochet. So let me first get my marker out. Well, this is it, and after skipping that stitch, you are now going to place double crochets in each and every stitch again. Make sure you do not skip any stitch to avoid stitch imbalances. So you place double crochets in each and every stitch again, and I'm gonna meet you when I am close to the end of the line. Well, I'm close to the end of this line, and I am going to do what I did right here where we had marked. We are going to skip a stitch, so I am going to come and skip this very last stitch. I just chain one and then come on top of this very first double crochet that we made, and I slip stitch, I yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. Well, after chaining one, we are now going to change the pattern a little bit. We are going to be starting and ending each and every lines. For instance, let's divide our work into two parts. From this space to this space, let it be one part, and then from this space to this one on this other side, let it be the second part. So I am going to be starting and ending this part with a decrease, and I'll also do the same thing on this other side. That means we are going to be having 4 decreases in one line. Hope you are getting me. I'm going to place a decrease right here, right here, right here, and again right here. So let's start right away. You will get it better when you are doing it. I'm going to yarn over and come right here. I'm going to place my very first decrease. I yarn over, pull through 3 loops on the hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. So instead of yarning over and pulling through the last 2 loops, I'm just gonna yarn over and come to this very next stitch. I yarn over and pull through. I now have 4 loops on the hook. I yarn over, pull through the first 2. At the end, I have 3 loops. I'm just gonna yarn over and pull through the 3 loops. Well, we have turned 2 double crochets into 1 double crochet now, and this is a decrease. After that, I'm going to come and place more double crochets in each and every stitch. As I already told you, make sure you do not skip any stitch. So I'm gonna be placing double crochets in each and every stitch, and I'm gonna do this and then get back to you when I am close to this space. Well, I have come to the end on this other side, and as I told you, you start and end each side by making a decrease. I'm going to come and place here a decrease. So I yarn over, pull through 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through that 2. I again yarn over, come to this very next stitch, yarn over, pull through 4 loops on the hook. I yarn over, pull through these first 2. I again yarn over and pull through the last 3. So this is a decrease. For our first line, we chained 1, and for this line, we are going to chain 3. Well, I am considering this as a second line because I am not counting this very first one, since in this first one we were not chaining. So after chaining 3, I am going to yarn over and I come. Remember, I divided the skirt into 2 parts to make the tutorial easier for you. I come on this other part. On this other part, I'm going to do the same thing that I've done on this side. I start with a decrease and also end here with a decrease. So I'm going to yarn over and come in this very first stitch on this other side. I yarn over, pull through 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2. I yarn over, come to this very next one. I yarn over, pull through 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2. At the end, I yarn over and pull through the last 2, and then come and place normal double crochets in each and every stitch like I did on the other parts. hope you are getting me. It's the same skirt, it's just that I divided it into two to make it easier for you. So I'm gonna do this and get back to you when I am at the end. In these last 2 stitches, I am going to make a decrease. I come, place my decrease right here. So after that, remember, for this second line we have been chaining 3. I am going to chain 3 and then come on top of this decrease that we made, and I slip stitch, yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. After that, I'm going to chain 1. I am now going to start with my third line, and remember, we start with making a decrease. So I come in this very first stitch and I place here my decrease, yarn over, pull through. So after that, I now place double crochets, normal double crochets in each and every stitch. Come to this stitch, place there a double crochet, come to the next one, place there a double crochet, up to when I get to this space here. Well, I am here and I'm gonna make a decrease in these last 2 stitches. So I come place here a decrease. So for our third line, remember, for our first line we made a chain of 1, the second line it has been a chain of 3, and then for our second line, the third line, it is going to be a chain of 6. We are going to be adding 3 chains on each line. So I'm gonna come and chain 6. Those are 3, 4, 5 and 6, and when I chain 6, I'm gonna come here and I start by making a decrease. I come, place here my decrease in the first 2 stitches. After that, I just place normal double crochets in each and every stitch without skipping any, up to when I get to the space on the other side. I am close to this end as well, and I'm gonna come and place a decrease in these very last 2 stitches. So after that, I am going to chain 6, 3, 4, 5 and 6. I then come and slip stitch on this very first stitch we have here to mark the end of our third line. I chain 1 and then I'm going to start on the 4th line. Remember, you start by making a decrease. So I'm gonna come right here and I start by making a decrease in the very first 2 stitches. Come to the next one, I place there a double crochet. Come to the next one, place there a double crochet, up to when I reach this space here. Well, I have already made my decrease here, and for the previous line we were chaining 6. That means for our 4th line we are gonna be chaining 9. Those are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is because with each and every line we are going to be adding on 3 chains. So I am going to yarn over and come place a decrease in these first 2 stitches right here. Come place there a decrease. Come to the next stitch, place there a normal double crochet. Come to the next one, place there a normal double crochet, and the next one as well, up to when I again reach this second space that we have. Well, I have reached the chain space on this side, and I am gonna chain 9 just like I did on the other side. So these are 7, 8 and 9. After that, I'm gonna come on top of this very first decrease that we made and I slip stitch. After that, I'm gonna chain 1 as a start off for my 5th line. Remember, you end and start by making a decrease, and hope you can see that it is decreasing, that the number of stitches are decreasing. So at the start of my line, I start with a decrease just like we've been doing before. You start by making a decrease, and then after making that decrease, you then place double crochets in each and every stitch up to when you reach this point here. I've come to this side, and kindly don't forget to always end and start each side with a decrease, because that is the pattern of the skirt. So for our previous line, we were chaining 9, and we are going to add 3 chains on that to make it a total of 12. That means I'm going to chain 12. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. After that, I'm going to yarn over and then come right here. I place there a decrease, come place here a decrease in these first 2 stitches. After that, I'm just gonna be chaining 1 double crochet in each and every stitch. Will hope you are now well conversant with the pattern. I'm just gonna do this, and this time around I'm gonna come back when I am at the start of the next line. When you come on this side, you are going to do the same thing. You start and end each side with a decrease, and for a chain on this side you are still gonna be chaining 12. Yeah, so I'm gonna get back to you when I am at the start of another line. If you like this video, kindly give it a thumbs up, and please, for those who have not yet subscribed, click on that subscribe button before you leave here. So I'm at the start of another line, and I'm gonna start by making a decrease just like I've been doing before. I'm showing this to you for one more time. So I'm gonna make a decrease and then start placing normal double crochets in each and every stitch up to when I reach the chain space. I'm done making my decrease, and I am now going to make a chain. For the previous line we made a chain of 12, and when we add 3, that will make it a chain of 15 for our next line. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. After that, I'm gonna yarn over and then start by making a decrease on this other side. I come place a decrease in these very first 2 stitches. After that, I am going to place normal double crochets in each and every stitch, and when I get to this side, I'll place a decrease here and then make a chain of 15, come slip stitch on top of this very first stitch. I chain 1 and then start with my next line. So this is going to be the pattern. Hope you can see that our skirt keeps on decreasing in the sides, like the chains keep on getting bigger as the number of stitches are decreasing. You are going to do this up to when you have a sharp point right here in the middle, like up to when you have a point that is sharp like this. So I'm gonna get back to you when I have that point already. Well, I am done, and this is the sharp point I was talking about, in case when I explained it you didn't understand it. So as you can see, I told you the number of stitches will keep on decreasing as the chains get bigger and bigger. So this is my skirt. I have made a total of 26 lines, and we are now going to do our last part, which is going to be making the waistband. You are going to get your yarn and come at any point on top of the skirt, and you attach your yarn. So I am now going to make a chain that is going to equate to 2 inches without stretching. This is it, and these are my 2 inches. Our waistband is going to equate to 2 inches. After that, I am going to make extra 3 chains because I'm going to maintain the double crochets. So I'm going to yarn over and then come in this 4th chain, and I place there a double crochet. Come to this next one, place there a double crochet, and the next one as well. Well, I have reached the last chain, and I'm gonna skip 2 stitches down here. So this is 1, 2, and then come to this 3rd one, and I slip stitch. I yarn over, pull through, and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. After that, I am again going to slip stitch 3 times. So this is 1. I come to the 2nd stitch, I slip stitch, come to the third stitch and I slip stitch again. After that, I am going to turn my work. I yarn over. I am now going to be placing double crochets, but in only the back loops of each and every stitch. Sorry, so I'm gonna come in this very first back loop, this one, and I place there a double crochet. I yarn over, come to this very next back loop and place there a double crochet. Come to this very next one, this one, place there a double crochet. Come to the next one as well and place there a double crochet up to the end. Don't forget to always place a double crochet in this very last back loop. Come place there a double crochet. After that, you are going to chain one and then turn your work. So when I turn my work, I am going to start by placing a double crochet again in this very first back loop. Come place there a double crochet. Come to this very next back loop, place there a double crochet. Come to the next one, place there a double crochet as well, up to when I reach this point. At the end, I am gonna skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then come to the third one and I slip stitch. After slip stitching, I am again going to slip stitch 3 times. That is 1 in 3 different stitches. This is the second stitch and then this is the third stitch. After that, I turn my work. When I turn my work, I yarn over and start by placing a double crochet in this very first back loop. I come, place there a double crochet. Come to the next one, place there a double crochet. Come to this next one, place there a double crochet up to the end. I've reached the end and I'm gonna chain one and then turn my work. When I turn my work, I again start by placing a double crochet in this very first back loop. I come, place there a double crochet. Come to the next one, place there a double crochet, just like we've been doing before, up to when I reach the end. I've reached the end and I'm gonna skip 2 stitches down here. So I'm gonna skip 1, 2, and then come to this third stitch and I slip stitch. I again slip stitch into 3 stitches. So that is 1, this is the second one, and then this is the third one. After that, I'm gonna turn my work. When I turn my work, I yarn over and start by placing a double crochet in this very first stitch. So I'm gonna do this all around and get back to you when I am at the end. Well, this is it. This is my waistband, and now I am going to join these 2 parts together. So I'm gonna get my hook. I'm gonna chain 1 and then come right here in the very first stitch and also the very first stitch on this other side. I yarn over and pull through and also pull through this loop that I have on the hook. I then come right here in the very next stitch and also in the very next stitch on this other side, yarn over, pull through and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. Come in the very next one and the very next one on the other side. I yarn over and pull through and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. Come in the very next stitch and also the very next one on the other side. I yarn over, pull through and also pull through the loop that I have on the hook. So I am going to do this downwards, following each and every stitch on both sides. So let me get back to you when I am done joining these parts. Well, this is it. I'm done, and at the end I'm just gonna get my pair of scissors and come cut off this excess yarn. Finally, this is the end of today's tutorial. Well, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've loved the process of making it. It is a very simple coverlet skirt to make. If at all you follow the pattern, it is very simple. Well, kindly leave your comment in case of anything, and you can give this video a thumbs up if at all you found it helpful. Let me get back to you in my next tutorial.